So before we get started, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge that I'm speaking to you as a resident of Calgary, Alberta, or Mohkinstsis in the language of the Blackfoot people. Calgary is part of Treaty 7 territory, the home of the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Tsuut'ina, Stoney Nakoda, and Siksika nations, as well as Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. As a born and raised Calgarian, I'm responsible for my obligations under Treaty 7, and as a descendant of European settlers, I have the responsibility to atone for the mistakes or intentional harm of our ancestors. Through my work with AWA, I'm provided an opportunity to contribute in a hopefully meaningful way towards reconciliation as we seek to protect Alberta's wilderness for current and future generations.
Our dependence on oil comes at a steep cost, and it may be more serious than most people realize. Hi, I'm Rebecca Braiden, and welcome to WatchMojo.com. And today we're speaking with filmmaker Shannon Walsh to learn more about the Alberta tar sands and her documentary, H2 Oil. So what are the tar sands or the oil sands?
Yeah, the tar sands, and I think using tar sands is more clear than oil sands, the rebranding by the industry. And this covers about the size of England in northern Alberta, also into Saskatchewan and other areas. And basically what it is, it's like this gooey substance that's locked in the sand that for a long time they didn't know how to get out. And they finally figured out how to get out, and some of it is what you see in my film, huge surface mining projects. There's a few other processes, but basically they're trying to heat that sand up so they can get this bitumen out of it that will then be refined into crude oil.
Oil sand, or tar sand, depending on who you speak to, is a naturally occurring mixture of sand, clay or other minerals, water, and most importantly, bitumen. This is what a grain of the mixture looks like. Bitumen, which is found on the outside of the grain, is an extremely thick and sticky oil, which must be treated before it can be used by refineries to produce usable fuels like gasoline, or petrol if you live in the UK, and diesel. This sand mixture can be found in several locations around the globe, including Venezuela, the United States, and Russia, but it's Canada's deposits of the stuff that have really got people talking.
As well as being an Albertan treasure, the pass has a history of once being the biggest coal mining center in all of Alberta. Following the Second World War, one by one the mines closed. Trains switched to diesel, and homes were better heated with natural gas rather than coal. Riddled with hardship and economic insecurity, the miners left. European bank accounts remained full with the profits of Rocky Mountain coal, while brave Albertan men, women, and children suffered the burdens of black lung, lost family members, and irreversible environmental damage. Aside from the current government tearing up the 1976 coal policy, an act which protected Albertan mountain ranges from being toppled, 60 or so provincial recreational assets were delisted in order to make way for foreign corporations like Australia's own Riversdale Resources to strip millions of tons of Albertan coal for Asian steel markets. Head a little further west into the Elk Valley of British Columbia and you will find the infamous Teck mines. The mines provide jobs but poison the same communities its investors claim to be helping. Selenium, a heavy metal byproduct of mining, is uncontrollably contaminating the Elk River, a river which provides water to wildlife in multiple towns like Elkford, Fernie, and Sparwood. Endangered trout populations decline while community drinking wells shut down. These are guaranteed disasters that we cannot afford to commit in Alberta.
We have never been consulted as Blackfoot people as our homeland to come and ask us even way back. Thomas Blakiston to ask the Blackfoots, what are the names of these mountains? His imperialistic thought, and a member of the Royal Geographical Society, he self-imposed his name with no consultation. And that is kind of demeaning. I thought about this, and it's like me going into a non-native family of a couple, European couple, and I change all their kids' names to what I think should be. That would be most disrespectful. We've gone through that. We've rode down that way. We've hiked down there, and there's two mountains like that of all that look identical. Sure, I'm amazed. But I am happy that I am still connected to land. And everything that goes with land. It's not even superficial. It's not even fake. And a lot of Eurocentric thinkers will never understand that. And probably, I'd be surprised if there's an academic institution of higher learning actually understands when I say energy from these Stuckists.